Hello my BBs and welcome back to my channel. For those who do not know me, I am Tish Sky. I've been off the scene for a minute and I had to build up the strength to actually do this video today. But I have been posting on Instagram as well as on TikTok. This video was actually requested by one of my subscribers. I'm going to recreate this look. This is going to be an advertisement by ilmakiage. For those who are first starting out with makeup, it's going to be kind of hard to create a certain look, but it's easy when you have the right tools and the right knowledge and the right teacher. But if you would like to know how I'm going to create this look, make sure you guys keep on watching and stay tuned. Okay guys, before we jump into this look, if you are new to my channel and you are not yet subscribed, make sure you please do not forget to hit that subscribe button, that post notification bell, so that way you will never have to miss another video and join the family. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and do these eyebrows off camera and I will be right back. So I went on ahead and I did my eyebrows off camera. I went in with my go-to product, which is gonna be the Anastasia brow pomade, and this is going to be in granite. And I went in with the new Anastasia brush, and this is going to be in the number 14. What I did to clean up my brows, I went in with the LA Girl Pro concealer. This is going to be fawn, and then I used my foundation shade to clean up the top of the brows. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little prepping. I'm going to be prepping my face, and I'm going to be using the Pore Professional by Benefit. This is actually another one of my go-to products that I really love to use. I feel like it mattifies in the T-zone area, the forehead, as well as the top of the Cupid's bow. So that way when I do my makeup, it actually lasts a little bit longer. So I'm really happy with that. The Milk Hydro Boost was actually my go-to for a while, and I'm pretty sure you guys actually can see that by the videos that I posted a year ago that I actually posted at, and you actually can see that that was my go-to. I actually love the Milk Hydro Boost. I wanted to make sure I use something that works well with my skin, and this product actually does wonders for my skin. I haven't been having that many breakouts as I usually normally do, and that's because I actually been giving my face a break when it comes to makeup. I noticed that my face has been getting really sensitive lately to a lot of products that I've been using, so I need to make sure I step back to see what I'm allergic to and what's good for my skin and what is not good for my skin. So after I'm done priming my face, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a little concealing. This was a trend actually, if I'm not sure if it was in 2020, well actually yes. No, it was the beginning of 2021 of this year. They started this trend where you actually take a red lipstick or either something red to do your color correcting to cancel out any dark spots underneath the eyes. But I'm going to be doing it a little bit different than what they did. I'm not sure who did the video or who is the originator, but if I do find out who's the originator, I would be sure to actually list it in the description below. So the lipstick that I actually decided to use for this to conceal up under the eyes, I'm going to be using the Smashbox. And this is in Bawse. It goes cream and then it goes matte. This is what it looks like, the box itself. I haven't even did a review on this when I actually bought it from Sephora when I did a haul. I just feel like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just do the look, and then when I end up using the product on camera, I actually can tell you guys about the product. If you're thinking about looking for a good, cheap, affordable lipstick, this would actually be the way to go. I'm gonna take a little bit of that. I'm gonna place it underneath the eyes, and I'm just gonna place a little bit of that here. And what I like to do is take my hands just to blend it out just a little bit, just to cancel out any dark spots that I have. Actually, I did this look for my birthday, but the only thing that I did differently was I did a holographic glitter, and it was so beautiful. I'm actually going to insert the pictures. I don't know if you guys can actually see how it turned out, but I actually did something different, and this was a full glam that I did. I'm surprised that it actually came out the way that it came out. Honestly, I was loving it because it actually lasted throughout the day. And what I did to achieve that look, I did a routine where you don't put foundation underneath the eyes, you leave them bare and you just leave them for the concealer. So that way you won't have any cakiness and you still have that flaw look. And not only that, my subscriber, she was constantly asking me, am I going to do the makeup look that she requested? And I kept pulling it off because things was going on. So hopefully I make her happy while I'm doing this makeup look. I'm gonna go ahead and take some settings powder. I'm gonna be taking my Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna be taking a beauty sponge and I'm going to start pressing that product into the eye so that way it will not move. At the end of the day, yes, I am doing this makeup look, but it will get taken off at the end of this video. Sorry, but not sorry. And I just take a little bit of that Mercier translucent powder and I just press that product into the concealer that I applied. It's best to be pressed in instead of swiped because it sits on the skin the way it's supposed to instead of moving throughout the day. A lot of times I try to do something new and I try to keep up with a lot of the trends on YouTube, but they come constantly and nonstop to a point that you just take it for what it is, and the trends is like either you go with it or you just create something on your own and see if people like it. I'm gonna go ahead and take my foundation. I'm gonna be using the Nars, and this is gonna be in Marquise's, and I'm going to apply that all over my face. Sometimes I will apply this on the back of something and then I will go ahead and blend. But for the sake of the video and the sake of the time right now, I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that on my face directly. And then I'm gonna take my Morphe M439 brush. I'm gonna take this, in which this is a buffing brush. And if you have not used this brush is amazing. I feel like it get the job done as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my blending brush and I'm going to start patting that product in. And while I'm patting this product in, I don't want to go too far. I'm actually going to stop right here because I don't want the cakiness for when I'm laying down my concealer. So we're just going to leave it just like that. And I'm just going to blend that product in. But also what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that down the neck because like me, my color changed during the summer. It's best to either way it go down the neck when you're applying your foundations. On the forehead. And try not to mess up the brows. So I'm gonna try to avoid that area while I'm doing my makeup. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do a little concealing. I'm going in with these two products, which is gonna be my Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer, and this is gonna be in Chestnut, as well as my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in Walnut. I'm going to take a little of that concealer, and I'm going to be applying it at the crease of the eye. And I'm going to be bringing that product out. I'm also going to take this lighter shade to apply that to the chin. I'm going to apply it on the forehead and down the center of the nose. And then I'm going to go ahead in with the Born This Way Multi Sculpting Concealer in Chestnut. I'm going to take just a little of that product and apply it to the center of underneath the eye. I'm going to do it for the other side as well. I'm going to take a little of this and apply this at the top of the Cupid's bow and at the top of that concealer we laid down on the forehead. At least I know that when I do this, I will have a blend from my lighter concealer shade to the darker concealer shade to my foundation shade. Just to give you guys a little heads up, the Nars concealer, it actually dried down really fast. If you cannot move the product, what I like to do is go in with a little setting spray. I like to spray that on the face. And then I go in with my beauty blender and start blending the product out. I'm gonna start with underneath my eyes. For those who don't know, it is best to actually let your makeup dry down just a little bit before blending it out. At least it will give you a lot of coverage when doing your makeup. So that's what I like to do. But I feel like what works better for me is letting it dry down. So that way once I go in and start blending that concealer, it won't give me those streaks or mess up my makeup at the end of the day. I know a lot of you really are not into the full coverage nowadays because we're coming into summer. Everybody is going for natural looks, okay? But right now this video was highly requested, so I'm going to do this video. I'm going to do the same for here, and I'm going to start blending that product out. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for the top of the forehead. Okay, we're going down the forehead, and then we're going down the center of the nose. And then what I like to do to actually blend that product together, the brush that I use for my foundation, I'm gonna take that brush and just clean up those edges just a bit to give it a more softer look. I'm going ahead and do it for the other side. And then I'm going to be doing it for the forehead, and I'm blending that product out. So my next step is you want to make sure you set that concealer with translucent powder. I'm going in with my Mercier translucent powder to set that concealer in place. And I want to make sure I be really cautious with this because I have these really harsh laugh lines that tends to move throughout the day, and I hate that. So in order to prevent that, I like to set it as soon as I'm done and blending it out. I like to set it with some Mercier translucent powder. So now I'm going to take that powder, and we're just going to apply it at the bottom of the eyelid. And then I'm going to apply it here. I'm literally pressing so that way I can get that laugh line to actually stay in place. Pretty sure you guys actually see the difference right now from this side, where you actually can see my laugh line on this side and not this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish and continue to press that product in. We are not baking. The girls said no to the baking, and that's what we're doing. And that's how I get my flawless look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for the other side, and I'm gonna be right back. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Fenty and Thick Mint to do a little bronzing. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetic brush, and this is going to be in number 8. I'm going to take a little bit of that product and start working it in the cheeks. But with this look, I want to make sure I don't take away from the eyes. So we're going to soften up the bronzing just a little bit. And as I said before, depending on how you do this, you can tell where it ends and where it begins. I'll put that underneath the chin to chisel it out just to make the jawline look more slimmer than it appears. I'm going to go ahead and finish . You can build it up to however much you want with this product. I just feel like it doesn't really get as carried away as most products, especially if you're using cream. Cream will get carried away, so keep that in mind. And now we have that shadow on both sides that slim down the jawline. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be doing a little nose contouring before I do any eyeshadows. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into that Thick Mint, and I'm going to be taking this angle brush, and this is by BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to start contouring the nose. How you contour your nose would all depends on how slim you would like your nose. So now we're done concealing and bronzing and setting that into place. I'm going to show you how to do the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and move you in just a little bit so you can see what I am doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, jump into this James Charles palette. I'm going to be using a black that's in this palette. It's going to be this beautiful black shade right here, which is my favorite color. If you didn't know that, yes, black is my favorite color. I'm going to take a little bit of that black, and I'm just going to start pressing that on the outer corner of the eye, just like that. I don't know how the video was with the full makeup glam, so I'm going to be putting my twist on it. You can't really see anything that she's doing except for when she is, you know, putting on the concealer and the foundation. I have the craziest hooded eyes, so I want to make sure that I go up just a little bit above my crease. And I'm just going to take a little bit more of that product, and I'm just going to move it around. I don't want it to be too harsh, so I'm just going to stop it just there. Okay, and then what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and dab it in this brown right here, this brown shade right here. I'm going to take a more smaller brush. I'm going to go inside that brown shade. And what I like to do is tap out the excess and just go on top and start blending those two colors together to soften it up just a little bit. I pat, some people swipe, you can swipe, pat, whatever you choose. And I'm going to go back and use just a little bit more just to soften it a bit. And this actually was a lighter brown. I'm kind of surprised that it actually came out dark the way it did. But we can always fix that. I'm actually going to take a different brush. This is going to be a Morphe brush that I had, which came in a set. I'll be sure to leave that in the description below as well. And I'm just going to blend it and soften that up. Just going to soften it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other side and I'm going to be right. So I'm back and there is no need for me to cut this crease because the way that I did it, I basically cut the crease myself without cutting the crease. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this Urban Decay palette. I'm going to be taking a more flatter brush just like this. And I'm going to be taking Hold'em, which is this beautiful shade right here. And I'm going to be placing that shade into the inner crease, and I'll just be applying it and packing it on. I think the shade that she went with was more like a gold, so this is going to be shade that I actually use to complete this look. And I really don't have to do much because the way I actually did my eyes, it actually cut the crease for me. And I'm going to go ahead and start patting that product in. And that's how that eye is looking so far. We're going to go ahead and do the other eye just the same. And I'm going to break it down for you just a little bit. And we're just taking a little bit of that product. And we're just packing it onto the eye. And I'm just pressing it in. That's it. I'm going up just a little bit and curving it around. Okay, and that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna actually go back into that James Charles palette. I'm gonna take that black shade. We're just gonna go here and apply that at the bottom. I'm gonna stop here at the middle. I don't want it to be too much. And then I'm gonna take a smaller brush and I'll be taking that brown shade that I used for that transition shade. And I'm just gonna soften that black up just a little. Okay, y'all, so this is the final look. I actually went on ahead and did my lips and my blush off camera. The blush that I actually went into was the Lancome, and this was the Plum Affair. This is what the product looks like. As usual, this is my favorite go-to blush to go into, especially when I'm doing certain looks and I don't want to take away from the eyes and when I want to soften up the cheeks. That's what I go into. And then to create a more softer look on the cheekbones, I went in with the Rose Rave by Fenty as well. I went in with the Juvia's Place Metamucil, and this is what the product looks like. And I actually finished it off with a little gloss by Fenty Beauty, which is in Fussy. And I hope you guys really did enjoy this look. And I'm glad that you guys actually been a little bit patient with me than you've been patient with anybody else, because y'all know I'm going through the motions. I'm going through a lot. I mean, one after another. So just bear with me on that situation, guys. But please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and that post notification bell so you will never have to miss another upload from me again. But until next time, holla!